Hello everyone and welcome back to JB's Total Gaming for the next installment in our must-play indie series, Dead Cells. It is a roguelite, kind of Metroid-vania game at the same time. It's currently $16.99 on Steam. I'll be sure to put a link to it in the description. So as we start out, we get a choice if we want a shield or a bow. I'm going to go ahead and go with the bow because I'm pretty terrible with the shield and don't want to embarrass myself. You can see in the background some of the items that we have unlocked so far. This game definitely has a permanent progression system that we'll talk about a little bit. So here, this is a early access game, so this guy here is going to give like stats in our runs and things like that. Isn't in the game just yet, so I do want to point that out. So let's go ahead and show off our bow a little bit here, just duck below these guys and take them out kind of in a cheesy way. Use our sword here. So it starts off pretty simple. We have a sword attack, we have a secondary weapon, we have a double jump, and we have a dodge roll. We eventually will get skills and things hopefully throughout the game, and maybe different weapons as well that do different things. So let's go ahead and dodge through that attack. You do have invincibility frames when you dodge roll. And overall, the combat may seem super simple when you start out, but you quickly learn that while it is somewhat simple, there's definitely a lot to this game. So we dodged that poorly and ran right into this guy. So this game is tough. You take a lot of damage on hits. There isn't a lot of healing items within the level. You do have a health potion in the game. It starts with just one charge that you can use basically per level, but you can get it to have more. So here, real quick, this is an upgrade. Some upgrades give you one thing specifically. Some can give you health, weapon strength, or skill strength. We don't have any skills yet, so we're going to go with weapon strength right now. So let's go ahead and drop down and take this guy out. These blue things we're collecting are cells, and then we also collect money. The money is used to upgrade you as you're, playing through the run specifically, whereas the cells are used for the permanent upgrade. So let's go ahead. We didn't actually get the stun off there. You can kind of stun enemies by dropping down from a height. So there, like I said, there's definitely a progression system, and you want to use those cells. Ooh, so here is a new thing. We're going to replace our bow with a better bow. That seems pretty good. Now, was there something back here I wanted to grab too? I forgot. Maybe I got it already. Oh yeah, up there. So let's go ahead and get up here, and we do have enough gold to get in here, and that will give us even more weapon strength, so we'll definitely want to do that. So there we go. Gold is to progress in game, in the current game that you're playing, and then the cells eventually will show that off, hopefully, are used to progress things, unlock new items, upgrade skills, things like that. So here is a shop in game. We don't really have enough to buy anything here, so we're not going to bother with that. Now, let's talk about why I'm so interested in this game. First of all, you may or may not like the aesthetic. It definitely has a Castlevania Symphony of the Night feel, and I was kind of originally expecting it, or kind of hoping it would be more like that. It would be more like Hollow Knight, a roguelite game, or not a roguelite game, sorry, a Metroid-vania game where, all the levels are planned out, not procedurally generated. Whereas in this, it's, wow, oh my gosh, die! You're certainly going to come across, the same types of areas and enemies within an area. You also, there are procedural generation. When you die, everything mostly gets reset. At first I was kind of bummed by that because I love Castlevania Symphony of the Night so much. I wanted this game to be just another one of that, which it's not. However, I got into the progression of this game really quickly. I really like it. This is a game that starts you off with a decent amount of tools right off the bat and then quickly gives you more as you go, which I really like. That's my style of game. When you come across a new area, you may die quickly. When you come across new enemies, especially elite enemies, you may die super quickly, and that may take you a little while to get used to. And if you really hate that, then maybe you're not into that. So I like having the bow, so I'm not going to go with the shield just yet. But let's see what's up here. It is Metroid-vania, however, in the sense that some of these permanent upgrades are like this. When you start the game, you don't have the ability to grow these vines, but I do now. So that's one way in which the game unlocks more and more areas. There are certain doors you can open if you get to them in a certain amount of time, like challenge rooms and things like that. There's a lot of Metroid-vania elements to this game, even though it is procedurally generated, and you do kind of start over as you go. Now, we just unlocked our first skill, which I'm going to show off here, is the... So do we want to go up or no? Let's go ahead and go in. So if I throw the flashbang, there you go. It has a cooldown is the way that the skills work. And each run is going to be different based on what you find. You're going to have interesting decisions when to replace stuff. Do you want to do a glass cannon build? You know, what do you want to do with that? So here's the guy in which we use our cells for. So there's all kinds of stuff. So right now, when you start the game, your healing flask has 1 use. I have it up to 2. I can start investing in this to make it 3. But right now, I'm trying to just unlock all the stuff I don't have. So this, you can see, I have some cells already invested in it. Now you have to spend all of your cells whenever you see this guy in between levels. So if you buy something, you have a few cells left, go ahead and invest it in something else. So right now, I'm just trying to unlock all the items, and then you can also upgrade your favorite items as you go. It's a pretty cool system, and you can break it down into section as well. You can, carry money over between runs, all different kinds of things, weapons, skills, all kinds of neat things that you can progress in. So as long as you get to that guy, at least once, which after you play the game a little bit, you should be able to do most of the time pretty easily, you're at least getting some progression. So I really do like that. And, well, the game just plays really solid. The graphic style can get a little bit crazy with all the particle effects and things, but, pay attention to what's going on. Don't just run into every situation. Sometimes you really want to, take it easy and figure out what is the best way to deal with something. So let's go ahead and use our flashbang up here and take these guys out. So you can see that's pretty effective. You can have up to 2 skills at a time unlocked, which is nice. So deciding, when to replace stuff, what to buy, these are all interesting choices within the game and makes each run, feel pretty interesting, and again, gives you choices that you want to do. And then you have choices in your permanent progression. So the game plays really smoothly. It controls really well, like Hollow Knight. And this game just grabbed a hold of me really quickly, more so than Hollow Knight, which is a game that I loved more and more as I played the game, and is definitely going to be in contention for Indie Game of the Year, if not just overall Game of the Year at the end of the year. Will this game be there also? I don't know. It grabbed my attention more quickly, but I don't know if it'll have the longevity of that game. The story seems pretty simple. You're this dude who keeps reanimating. There are other people that reanimate as well. So, but I'm not really sure how much story the game's going to... I thought I killed that guy and I didn't. How much story the game's going to have overall. But, yeah, I definitely... well, the story hasn't necessarily been intriguing. The gameplay is just so solid that if you like roguelike games at all, oh my gosh, I definitely suggest checking this out if you're on the fence. This is one that, like I said, you do have to be prepared for those unexpected deaths where you're just coming across stuff that you're not quite ready for. I really don't like the sewer, so we're going to progress further in this area and see what we can uncover. And I probably should have used like a teleporter or something back there instead of going through all this stuff, so I apologize for that. But you constantly feel like you're progressing, and as you understand enemies and their patterns, you will get better at the game. While it may sound like a bit like I'm doing just a get good, like you will get good at the game as you play it. So here we have something that, if they're close enough, this dummy that we'll see up here is providing a shield for the people around them. So we're going to want to take out the dummy. So let's stun some people, take that guy out, and then now we can roll up and do some stuff up here. So I want to progress down, so let's take these guys out first and then see what we have down there, and definitely want to grab this, which will give us more weapon strength, which is nice. So overall, there's very little to say about the game. Even though it is in early access, I haven't really come across any bugs. Obviously, there are some features I'd like to do eventually that are missing. So here's a store. We could upgrade our weapon, and we could have 2 ranged weapons, or we could get this. Because I want to show this off, I'm going to go ahead and grab this to show it off for the video. It's kind of cool ability. So let's actually remember to use this thing now and teleport back up here to make it a little bit easier. So here, let's go ahead and pop one of these down. Now, actually, this doesn't really do any good unless there's enemies nearby, but there's a turret. So we can stun enemies and hit them with a turret, all different kinds of things. So the controls are solid, and really the way you progress and unlock new things is solid. There's really very little, if anything, negative to say about the game right now. So that was just bad damage. Basically, if you like this style of game, oh, he's shielded. That's why we weren't doing anything. And he teleports, which is a bummer. So let's, oh my gosh, get out of here, stun, throw a turret down, do some things, take out the dummy. Oh my gosh, we're taking so much damage. please do something. Okay. So that was unpleasant. So let's go ahead and use some of our healing potion. How's that sound? I think that's a good idea. And we just walk into that. Good job. It's easy to get overwhelmed, but a lot of times if you get overwhelmed, it will be kind of your fault for not paying attention. Then again, when you go into those sections, some, elite enemies that you haven't seen before, even elite enemies that you have seen before, can be really tough. I'm not saying you won't have any deaths that you might feel are cheesy, because you can just take a lot of damage really fast in this game. So I do want to point that out. But overall, if you enjoy Metroid-vanias, if you enjoy phasers, really cool, but I like what we have. We can kind of jump behind enemies and do more damage on our next attack. If you enjoy any of that, this is a good mix of, kind of a Metroidvania, but really mostly a roguelite. Definitely playing similar to, a game like Castlevania or something like that. But, this game just really has a lot to offer, and I really enjoy it. And I think, it's definitely a fair price for what you get. And again, you may have some issues with the graphic style. You may have some issues with, depending on how difficult you want the game to be, some of the deaths or things like that. But honestly, pretty much nothing negative to say about the game. It's an enjoyable experience all the way through. Controls well, looks good, the sound's nice, and like I said, the art style I also got used to more as I played. I wasn't too sure about it, but I've come to really like it. So there's a carrot. You don't get too many of these healing items, but I will definitely take that and see what's down here. So basically, I think this is going to be in contention for Roguelite of the Year. If you follow my channel at all, you know that that's a genre that I very much enjoy and I like to play a lot of. And, I had a lot of contention for that last year. And this game, it's probably leading the pack right now. As much, because Hollow Knight isn't a roguelite, and I don't know which one of these games I'm going to enjoy more overall. And they're very different games. But basically, I did a video earlier on a lot of the great AAA games that have come out this year. I don't really need a bomb there, so I'm not going to buy that. And there's been just a ton of great indie games coming out this year too. So this has really been a great year for gaming, and this, may be the game that people are talking about, people are playing if you're into this genre. If you're not really familiar with this genre, where you die and kind of everything starts over, although this game, like many of them, do have a sort of progression in that, then, this is not a bad one to start with. It's not super easy, definitely. But that being said, I feel like it's one that you can definitely get better as you play, and the ability to constantly be unlocking things is a really nice bonus. I don't know why I stunned the dummy. That doesn't really do a lot of good. Oh gosh, bad damage, bad damage all the way around. So I'm thinking about using my other Estus. So let's see here. Where is this going to take us? Is this going to take us to, oh yeah, so we can't really use this area yet. So we'll see if this takes us out of the level or not, because there's no need to use our Estus if it does. But yeah, overall, just solid things to say. This game is really fun. Great, let's unlock some more stuff, get some more health, and I'll go ahead and probably play out until I die here. Why not? So what are we still? So we're still working on this. And how much do we have left? We have quite a bit left. So do we want to... I don't think we have... so we haven't unlocked this stuff yet. That's pretty good, and that's pretty good too. And we can almost do one of them. So like I said, I want to get everything unlocked maybe before I get that third Estus. So we have that almost completed. I'm enjoying... so what does this do? Attracts anything and deals damage to it. So let's go ahead and, I don't know, replace level 1 flashbang. Why not? To try out this new item. Go ahead and get our health back and move on to another section. And as far as the game goes, I do want to say too, when I first saw some video on this, I wasn't too sure about it. I had to play it to really know just how enjoyable the gameplay is. This isn't, in my opinion, necessarily the best game to watch. And here in the Ramparts, I'm probably going to die really quickly. I have been here before and haven't done very well, but we'll see what happens. And there's really not too much left. Oh my gosh. Yeah, remember how I said you can die pretty quickly? I should have thought about that situation a little bit better, I guess. So, can we throw... No, the turret didn't go up there, but we can do cheesy stuff like this. And you know what? I don't mind a little cheesy stuff in this game because this game is difficult, and sometimes you want to take advantage of the weapons you have, the terrain. Sadly, we didn't really get to show off any, like the electric whip or weapons like that. There is some cool other stuff in the game that I would like to show off. Maybe we'll get it before we die here. But at this point, I think I'm kind of done talking about the game as far as that goes. It's really fun. If it looks interesting to you, if you like this style of game, check it out. If you're not sure about this style of game, you know, this is one that I definitely, that was bad. And that was, why are we just doing stupid things? So what? Oh, that's really cool. And it shoots arrows too because it's a higher level. That thing is way more powerful than I thought it was. I really like that. Okay, so like I said, we may die at any moment here because, you know, we are just kind of goofing around talking as we play, and this certainly is not easy. Although, wow, that certainly is not bad. So do you guys do anything? I don't know what you guys do. So, okay, whatever. But so go ahead, and if you are, so let's see here. Can we open this? So yeah, this was sealed over 7 minutes ago, so we definitely didn't get through fast enough to get that kind of challenge room or whatever it may be. So I'm guessing at this point you probably have already made up your mind if it's something that interests you or not. But I'll go ahead and play through to the end of the run. Oh, that was really dumb. And which the end of the run may be coming soon. So I'm going to go ahead and use my other Estus here just to see how far we can get. So let's go ahead and throw both of those down there and just see how much damage we can do. I'm okay with cheesing out some enemies right now because, well, oh wow, that grenade lasts for a while too. That is nice. So you guys follow me around, and then do you actually like damage? So that didn't really help. But he's blocking that thing, so he wasn't turned around to face me, so that'll work. I wonder if you guys, when you blow up, if you damage enemies, I'm not really sure what you guys do. So again, the game doesn't necessarily explain every little detail, but it shows you, oh god, elites, we're gonna die. Yep, I saw that it said elite and I didn't really think about it. So that's one thing you do want to do. Look at the situation, think about how you want to attack it, not always just go jumping in. And then here we go, we just restart. So we do have a buff that we can get, you know, some gold left over from our last run, but we do lose our cells and we do start over with kind of base level stuff. There you go. There is a look at Dead Cells. It's a pretty difficult game, but a pretty rewarding game overall. I'll put a link to it in the description if you want to check it out. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, subscribe, help me grow the channel where we show off board games, indie games, and try to, you know, show you stuff that is worth your value, games you might not have seen otherwise. We're talking about a board game, whether or not it's worth your investment as objectively as I can. That's what we try to do here. If you guys appreciate it, I really do appreciate the help. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.